Thank you for tuning into Film Frenzy, where you get the unfiltered view on films of all kinds. I'm Jay Masai, the Film Enthusiast.
Uncle Swag, movie buff.
And we're here to go ahead and talk about White Men Can't Jump. Both versions.
2023 to 1990, what was it, 92?
91.
Damn.
1991 and the 2023. Two different films, two completely different eras.
Let's start with the 23 version.
Hey, they letting yoga instructors in the gym now.
Ball.
I just noticed you're not getting enough legs on the shot. Are you dehydrated?
$100, you can't make more shots.
Let's just do 300.
It's not my dad's money.
You ain't never gonna get a reparation that way, bro. So I prefer Venmo or Zelle, but you seem like a Cash App guy, so.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There's going to be a lot to unpack since there's two films that we're dissecting and we're comparing and contrasting. But yeah, well, let's go ahead and go to the 2023 version. So with the 2023 version, you should bring that one up. That one is directed by, what's his name, Calamity?
I think so, Calmatic.
Calmatic. Pardon me. Directed by Calmatic, written by Kenya Barris. Kenya Barris, creator of Blackish, and Black is it? He's got a
Blackish, Grownish,
and all the spin-offs. But he recently
Black as fuck.
Right? Yeah, Kenya Barris, Doug Hall, and
I can't think of my boy's name.
Based off the '91 film by Ron Shelton. Where do we begin? This version of White Man Can't Jump, I thought, does an excellent job and is a departure of the original. It's a completely different film. To be honest and completely fair, this movie didn't even have to be called White Man Can't Jump. It just could have been called anything else and would have been its own film. But I do believe they called it White Man Can't Jump because they want to try and bring that audience that watched the film in 91 and newer audiences to watch this one. And have that cross dialogue of, the 91 version, 2023 version, what was better, what worked, what didn't work. But straight out the gate, I think a lot of the disses and the dozens that they're doing was a lot more philosophical in this one. There were no mama jokes, and with all due respect, we don't need the mama jokes in 2023. But that's what made the 91 so special.
Oh, it is hard goddamn work being this good.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, rap it is. Am I starting to get to you?
No, Sidney, you aren't getting to me. You're just making my eardrums hurt. See, the thing is, you guys look at me, you see the backwards hat, the gray socks, the funky outfit, and you say, now this guy's a chump, am I right?
No, fucking geek.
A fucking geek, exactly,
like
all right? But what you don't realize is that it ain't easy. It is hard goddamn work making something this pretty look like a chump or a geek. So I must be doing it for a reason.
But what were your thoughts on that, though? I digress.
I didn't like it.
Why did you not like it?
The storyline. I didn't like the storyline about us, kid in college. Something happened. So he lost his opportunity to go to the NBA. They made the girlfriend, which was played by Tiana Taylor. She was a dancer who was heading the right way. It seemed like that same story that we always get of the woman's doing good, but the guy's doing bad. Mm-hmm. But
that, to be honest and fair, that was the part of the original where the
no. That was the one with Woody Harrelson was doing bad. But Rosie Perez, his girlfriend, she was doing Jeopardy, so she's trying to make the money.
She was trying to make money. Yeah.
But the Wesley Snipes character was playing ball and also a contractor, while the wife stayed.
Right.
It just made it to that. I don't know. I felt funny, like that kid gets there. That person gets there to the top where they're supposed to be. And it's the same basic storyline.
I agree and I disagree. I agree in that these characters, yeah, they're all flawed characters. They all have their thing. and they all have a certain something that they're looking for. Right. Kamal was the main character who was a high school basketball player who blew his shot because he got into a fight with someone in the crowd, and he blew his chance at college and the pros, it looked like. And so now he's a delivery guy. He plays pickup basketball games. But, other than that, he just uses basketball as just kind of like a means to vent between jobs, between his work. And then you got Jeremy, who's played by Jack Harlow, who is a NBA hopeful. He wants to play in the NBA. He actually wants to play, I think, in the development league. And because of that, he hustles in other ways. He has a lot of side hustles, but his biggest Achilles heel is he had 2 ACL surgeries on his knees.
Got addicted to painkillers.
Got to take painkillers. So his prospects of playing in the pros and also playing in the G League are really, really slim because of those obstacles that he has. But
he was funny, though. I will give him that.
He was definitely funny, but I think one of the biggest things that really made these two films different was the trash talk, where the 91 version, oh man, the trash talk was epic, man. They're talking about your mother. They're talking about, the way you look, this, that, and the third. It felt supernatural. Whereas the trash talk in this, like I said again, was more philosophical. It was more about like race and stuff like that. You have Jeremy talking about, saying a different crack on a guy talking about, but he does look like Malcolm X, right? And then you got the character that looks like Malcolm X.
It did look like Malcolm X. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So they were more character based. They looked like, what the attacks were on the actual person.
Right. And back in our day, we cracked on people's mamas.
They cracked on mamas and this, that, and the third. I think it's evolved for us to go past the mamas.
I think it was written. I think it was written also, and I'm an old head. We old. This generation to be politically correct, don't want to offend nobody. See, back in our day, we talked about your mother. We didn't care. We didn't take it personal because it was mama jokes. But this one, I think, is more geared toward, it's an old fogey, but it's geared for this generation. I think they should have did more stuff with Tiana Taylor. She's a great actor.
Like what though? What do you think?
She should have been more involved. The other girl should have been more involved a little bit. It wasn't where were the Suki brothers at? Rosie Perez. The Suki's actors.
Well, that's where my
there was nobody after them.
That's where my problem lied in, is that the Jeremy character and the Tatiana, that was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That was a relationship, for whatever reason, I did not believe. I was like,
didn't believe that relationship?
No.
Just too high class for him?
Well, you know what? It's like they didn't develop it, and you didn't feel that true love, that ride or die love that you felt with Gloria, who was played by Rosie Perez, and Woody Harrelson.
True.
In the original 91 White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah. They Rosie did her thing in that.
Hey, police guy. How much do you love me?
I love you infinity.
That's not enough.
Infinity is the biggest number there is.
Well, it's not.
You tell me one bigger.
Infinity plus 2.
I love you infinity plus 2.
Oh, Billy, you're so stupid. You should have said I love you infinity plus infinity.
They fought, they scrapped, but they really loved each other, and you felt like they loved each other. Whereas in this one, I didn't feel that. I just felt like they were together, one's trying to help the other.
Yeah.
And because of that, the stakes felt very low.
The chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry was not there.
Maybe it's rushed.
It was not there. No, it just was not there. It was not developed. It was not baked into the story. It was just like, they're together, and we just have to accept that. And it's all about the reactions of other characters to the fact that when, she comes to the birthday party.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, he brought him a little taste of chocolate too. So it's, kind of that stuff. And it's like,
It wasn't believable.
It wasn't to me. It just,
Now the 91 version.
You knew those two were together, that they were in it to win it.
They were in it.
Until Woody Harrelson's character kind of messed up, messed up too much with the gambling,
Now this is 2 times that Woody and Wesley played together in a movie.
Where were the other times? I know they did Money Train, right?
That was it. That's what I'm talking about. Money Train and this.
No.
I think...
No.
I don't know if they play anymore, but their chemistry was good. I don't think these two guys' chemistry was that good.
That's the character's name for the 91 version was Billy.
Billy and the Sukis.
Yeah, I mean,
There was really
right.
no
It was
real-
White Man Can't Jump, Money Train. I feel like there was one more.
It probably was, but I don't feel there was no chemistry as it was back then. I don't know if they watched the old one.
Well, the film, when you talk about the 91 version, it actually ended pretty flat.
Oh,
Think about it. Willie Harrelson's character, Billy, ends up losing Gloria at the end because he ended up taking that bet with Sydney. And how does it end? It ends with them actually bickering in.
he gave him a job.
He gave him a job, yeah, with that would hopefully help him get Gloria back, but we don't know because that's not how it ended. And they're at the ball court trying to see who's the best player, who's the best trash talker. That's how it ends. Then they're at Venice Court trash talking to end the film. The 2023 version ends nothing like that. It ends more kind of with a little bit more closure since they won the competition.
True, but I didn't like the whole fact that, in the first version, when he found out he was getting hustled, my man went and got a gun. Now this version, dude went and got a blowtorch, a flamethrower.
No,
You thought that? No, come on, come on, man, come on, fire guy. Think about it.
I think that was an inventive way of saying, hey, we already seen the original.
Yeah, we're not gonna shoot you, but we're just gonna set your ass on fire for a while.
I think you have to flip it. I think you have to try and find different creative ways of saying, hey, this is how we get down in our neighborhood. I'm going to roast you. Literally with a flamethrower.
So what brother carries a flamethrower in the back?
Well, I think it was just more for aesthetic, but I thought it was a
was
good creative choice than going the gun route, to be honest.
It's being politically correct.
No. I'm not trying to be
I'm talking about them.
Oh, them? Maybe.
They don't want to push gun violence.
I think part of the idea was, hey, the original shows LA, down and out, the hood, the ghetto, poverty, these characters that are kind of just struggling to make it.
Right.
How about we try and show these characters that are still trying to struggle to make it, but we have them in the backdrop of like parts of LA that people might not know about or whatever. You know what I mean? So
introduced to a whole nother area. Gotcha.
Exactly. So, those are the different creative choices that I felt like made this one, I'm not going to say better, but good in its own right. I mean, I don't know that you can surpass the original, but like, I do think you could improve upon it. And I think maybe they did that with this in that regard, in that aspect. But This White Man Can't Jump also pushes the envelope with reverse racism. It definitely pushed the envelope in a lot of different ways. What do you think about the scene with Jeremy when he's now kind of like having that 2-on-2 with the white trainer? So it's like you got another white trainer.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and he's better. He's actually better than him. I don't know. He's a renowned white trainer.
Wasn't he like he was a player too, right?
He was a player too, and like he became this renowned white trainer. Or something.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
That was actually interesting.
That's interesting, yeah, because it's like reverse white on white discrimination, and I thought that was real clever in dialogue and action. But what I thought was the funniest moment of that was when he's like, "Oh, second," he paused the whole game because he needed to go and do his parking because his parking was only 1 hour parking. He had to quickly leave, do the 1 hour parking, come back. The guy's like, "What's?" And
wait, what are we waiting for? What are we doing?
And I feel like people can relate to that. People that are just kind of like, the pockets are a little flat. You want to pay extra for parking. You parked in the 1 hour parking. 58 minutes. You got to move it. That was hilarious.
That's reality, though.
That's reality. That's where it shines.
The little tidbits and stuff like I was like that at the movies, going in and out.
That's why I feel like I got to give this film its props a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to see a little. Maybe if I watch it again. What's his name? That played the role that Woody Harrelson played. He really took it to the extreme, though. He really was like hypnotified out.
You talking about Jeremy?
Yeah, he got his own toxic drinks and meditation. He wasn't talking junk though, like Woody Harrelson.
So for those that haven't seen it, and these are spoiler alerts, people, so this might help shape your decision of whether you want to watch this film or not. But Jeremy, played by Jack Harlow, was kind of similar to the Billy character that Woody Harrelson played in the 91 version. However, Jeremy is a hopeful basketball player with blown out ACL knees, and he side hustles with elixir drinks to help you lose weight. he's like a half-assed trainer, and he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves of how he can hustle people for money because
he's scamming.
Just a scammer. You know what I mean? But
Woody Harrelson played that role.
yeah,
I think that's what I'm matching. They're trying to match it up to Woody Harrelson, but I don't know. He wasn't talking no trash.
He was, but he was respectful with his trash.
Yeah,
he was
you can't have
a meditative Bohemian player who just,
That's what he was. Boy.
Yeah, he was Bohemian,
God damn Bohemian bastards.
But nah, I mean, there was a lot of aspects about it that was comical, especially those two together. They had decent chemistry, in terms of like, them kind of back and forth,
Same.
The race is dated, bro. Everybody but you knows white dudes can hoop now. I'll find some marks, get in their heads, throw them off their game, and we'll clean up. I'm great at spotting mental weakness in hoopers, bro. I'm like the P.T. Anderson of basketball psychological warfare.
Who is P.T. Anderson?
Our greatest living director.
Spike Lee is our greatest living director.
Spike Lee's not even a good Knicks fan.
I knew this was a mistake.
The late Lance Reddick was also in it. He was the character that played Kamal's father. Shout outs to him. Rest in peace to him as well, too. He was a wonderful actor that played in The Wire, as well as a ton of other films. He was in it. And it's weird to actually watch that film now. Lance Reddick, it's weird to watch that film now and know that he's already passed away. So that knowing that film, whenever this film was,
John Wick was John Wick his last one?
John Wick. He was in in terms of films, that came out in theaters. John Wick was some of the last films that he's done. Great actor. He was a great component to the film as well too, and rest in peace to him as well too. He definitely did a real good job in terms of his acting performance as the father of Kamal. Got to give him his props on that. So well, I don't know. What else do you have to say about watching the 91 version now? Do you think it still holds up?
Yes.
Why is that?
It just does.
But why?
I watched it recently. It just brought me back to, the 90s a little bit. And I went back and watched that movie. Like I said, I'm stuck on the 90 version. Kadeem Harrison. There was nobody playing that role.
All right, I still think it's a good film to watch. I do think it made me raise more questions than it had answers, probably, about the plot. It didn't feel like it had much of a plot.
The new one, right?
The old one.
It had an old plot.
What was the plot?
Trying to make some money to pay back the Stookie brothers. That was the plot.
Okay, but here's the big question.
And what's they trying to get him out the ghetto?
Why did he owe those people? Why did he owe them money?
You remember?
He borrowed money.
He borrowed money to buy a car. Something happened with the car. He never paid him back. Whatever the amount was back then was cheap. So instead of trying to pay them back, he's trying to get his girlfriend on Jeopardy.
Okay.
So every time they get some money,
he's ducking and dodging.
He would take the money. They'll go try to hustle some type of basketball game. His biggest thing, they wanted to play Doc and whoever. That's when they hooked up with Sydney and everything. And his plot was to get out of the damn ghetto, to get out. They're looking for a house.
But lo and behold, he would always somehow blow the deal.
Blow the thing, blow the deal.
Blow the pot that they had.
So it was basically like she was with a loser.
Right.
Which he loved her, but she was tired of shit.
She knew that he could not say no to somebody that wanted to gamble and him getting in on it.
Yeah, he had a gambling
and he
problem.
Had one last shot and he blew it.
He blew it. So and that was the plot for that. This one, the guy wanted to play basketball. What's his name? Was chasing a nightmare, trying to get that out of his head because he thought his father was mad at him, which he wasn't. It was just different.
Yeah, it was more of his own anger issues that he had to deal
anger
with.
Issues. That's what the problem was. He had anger issues.
Get to the next level. I will admit, though, the new 2023 version, the whoop, there it is montage with Tag Team. That was dope, man. I like that a lot.
They brought it back.
But the 91 version definitely still stands. To me, it didn't have much of a plot, and to me, it just ended a little flat. So, watching it now in retrospect, I feel like, okay, it was a good film then. It's kind of just like a decent film now. Whereas the newer films feels like it's a great film now. Who knows? Maybe in years down the line, it'll just be a decent film as well. Time will tell.
Right.
But that is our time. So for everyone out there, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube at Midnight Magic Media. Follow us on Instagram at Midnight Magic Media as well. And you can also check out our podcast reviews that we have on our website at midnightmagicmedia.com. Check us out. I'm the Film Enthusiast, Jay Masai.
Uncle Swag, movie buff.
Film Frenzy, and we are out.